Hi, you are watching SightsIn and this is Romesh Shivast. Please to subscribe the channel for the HR news, for HR updates, and conversation with the top-notch CHROs, thought leaders, and business heads. Today, we are going to explore how the organization can create hyper-personalized employee experience with the help of technology. And joining us, two very senior panelists. Let me introduce Mohammed Rashid Jaffrey. He's the head human resources at Tata Steel for the engineering and project division. And Mr. Balamalai Ranganathan M. He's the senior vice president product strategy at Adrenalin. So, Rashid, if I come to you first, so very first, how would like to define what the understanding about the hyper personalized employee experience, and then we can move further.
Before we talk about what it means, it is important to understand why it is needed. And if you see, typically today there's a world which is full of opportunities. And if we start treating people like one group of people, same strokes for same different folks, that will not work. So today people say that I am an individual and needs to be acknowledged in that manner, and I'm different from rest of the gang. So that is a need which is coming, and if you don't take care of this requirement, I'll move on. That is number one. Number two is technology is an enabler which is helping us provide that kind of an acknowledgement and an experience to our employees. So therefore, hyper personalization is something which today we are talking as a new trend. I'm sure it will not be many years. Within a year or two, it will be something which is hygiene, and we'll be talking about something else. So therefore, very important for us to do the hygiene thing well, because the demands and the technology evolution is happening very, very fast. So if you see, there is a complexity which comes with providing that hyper personalization. As organizations, we will have to understand how do you manage data, how do you collect, analyze, and act upon a vast amount of employee data, such as say demographics are their career stages, their personal life, stages, preferences, etc. And all of this within the boundary of data privacy and the laws which are coming in, maintaining right accuracy and relevance. So therefore, this is something which needs to be addressed. Another thing is availability of technology infrastructure, which will provide avenues to handle personalization at scale. This is something which has to evolve fast. And on top of this, you see there's a mind shift which is required in terms of thinking that we have a standardized policy. So you have to be governed by this. But rather than that, you have to say that yes, we can customize and we acknowledge different needs at different points in time.
We create the employee experience and we design the employee experience, and with the involvement of human resources and with the involvement of technology. So we are also evolving from employee experience one to from one to employee experience two, then three, then four, then now I think we can talk about also the five. As the technology is evolving, how do you see, Mr. Balamalai, how the technology is supporting to make it more personalized employee experience in today's term?
In a single line, if I have to say, it's the Netflix of employee experience, right? So, you go to your Netflix, it tells you what movie you have to watch, and based on the day of the week or whatever, it tells you it predicts and tells you, and most often it's nice, correct? Can you give that in an employee work environment? That's all about what we are talking here. So, gone are the days you give Sodexo coupons, same Sodexo 500 rupee coupon for all your employees. Now, with this latest technologies, you can give such a personalized experience. Okay, this guy likes IPL, so let me give him an IPL ticket to him for his birthday, right? So HR can do this because the data is there, system can predict. So hyper personalization is, as he rightly said, it's almost like a hygiene in a few years' time, So definitely it makes a lot of difference. And yeah, I mean, the systems have to be scalable for that. That's for sure. While it's easy to say that give a customized experience, having such streamlined data cutting across. Let's say you're a 10,000 employee organization. You just can't be predicting everybody's birthday wish or what kind of gift you would like to see. It's not so easy unless you have so much of data there. The birthday is one example I said. Similarly, say a career path or a training needs or whatever you're talking about, you definitely need huge data. And today data is in very fragmented manner in many companies. For example, some companies maintain enter training data in another system, employee master data in one system. So there are variants as well. That's the reason. So fragmented data is a big challenge as well. So if you can manage this, and then scalability, as I said, can you give a same experience, a similar experience for everybody? Do you have so much of data to analyze? That's a challenge as well. So some of these challenges would be there. And of course, the privacy concerns. People all have this doubt, like, is my data going too far? How far it goes? Who else have my data? Those kind of questions do come. You have to manage these things so that you can still give an ethical, but still a complete experience for the employees.
Yeah, definitely. Data privacy, and the ethical, these are the concerns. Definitely, these are the concerns. But when we're talking about the employee experience, so we are talking about the entire life cycle of the employee that maybe starts from the talent acquisition to onboarding them. Maybe so many stages are there. That includes also performance. That also includes even the well-being. That is also the part of this. As the technology is evolving, we can see, right now we are in era of artificial intelligence, and this artificial intelligence war right now. Every day we are listing a new AI model, and open source AI model, so we can customize and we can create for our use. We can create the product for our use, customized product. So how do you see, maybe for the learning, maybe for the onboarding, maybe for performance tracking, how the this technology is going to help and provide us the hyper personalized employee experience, Mr. Balamalai?
Yeah. So, some of these things are already out there. A lot of organizations are trying to adapt their AI use cases using their HRTech. One simple thing is learning path. You know what grade or position an employee is in, what is his career path within the organization, what is his current skills, and what are the other courses being offered in the company. Just match all and give him a nice personalized, learning path. Very simple but very effective use case, isn't it? So this kind of use case are very well supported by HR, can be supported by HRTechs, and there are quite a few products are trying this out. In fact, one of our customer very interestingly asked, when a candidate comes to apply for a job in our organization, you need not, we have a whole list of jobs. It should actually recommend him which job is good for his profile. So he should first upload his profile, and you should have a HR tech which should help him identify which are the top two positions for which he can apply for. So they want to make the candidate experience so very well, you see. So and similarly, let's say well-being, is another important thing that can happen. For example, like it happens in your iPhone, you keep it much closer and it tells you, sorry, you're keeping it close for long, please stretch it out, extend it. Like same way, a system can tell you, like, take a walk, you've been staring at the monitor for so long, or it can check the stress levels, and it can nudge the employees in from a well-being perspective. Career path recommendation is, again, you have your whole hierarchy of positions, and you know where you are and what are the tracks you can take. These are very simple but very effective use cases HRTech can provide, no doubt at all.
And Mohammed Rashid, what would be your take on this?
That's well put by Balamalai. I'll just give an example. For example, in terms of, say, career, people have a certain kind of a capability, talent, skills, and they're working in a certain role. However, they are interested to explore other roles. Okay, but they don't know, are there full-time or part-time roles available in the organization, which I'm interested in contributing. Now, that is one part of the story, okay, which is, say, I have a talent available, but not having that role, which is called a talent marketplace, is there. Now, let us look at a role marketplace. I have a role, I have a project, but I don't know who are the people who are right fit for the project. And I'm talking about a use case, and we in our organization we have actually used it very successfully, where we have floated roles, and the talent people have actually looked at roles and found a fit, and therefore got into short-term projects, which also uh, took their career to a different path, because they realized that that is where I find a lot of fulfillment and I can contribute. And the project was done successfully, and therefore they shifted tracks and could kind of expedite their career growth. So this is a simple example we have tried and tested, and which we call it a program called Step Up, and which is a matching of talent marketplace and role marketplace. So which was purely AI driven. He said he was nudging me and saying, "This is something you put in your interest. These are some of the projects which would actually use some of those learnings which you have, and will address some of your needs for exposure." Okay. So similarly, you can have personalized wellness programs, and within, of course, data privacy norms. You can always look at how people well-being can be improved. What is it that is required for each specific individual, rather than having a webinar which says control your cholesterol levels? No, you will have to say that you are at this level in cholesterol, and with your diabetes level, cholesterol level, and blood pressure, you are vulnerable to this kind of a situation, and therefore this is the step you need to take today, rather than saying everybody who is a borderline should do this, because my genetic composition is very different. Okay, my needs are different. I probably cannot do a lot of strength training, but there are certain things I can do at my workplace. So it will suggest that. As somebody who's traveling a lot, it will say, okay, you don't have time to do it in a proper gym or a outdoor activity. How can you do it while you are traveling, waiting at the airport, standing in a queue? Now this is something which is where technology can come in very, very handy to drive all round well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. Very nice used cases, and technology can help you in providing the information, communication, and it can send you some notification nudges. So definitely, it can help you to think what the options are there, what the other options are there, and it can keep you updated. There are also maybe with the talent, with the onboarding, there may be some dashboard, and with the dashboard, you can also send the notifications, some nudges. So that can also help you to provide the better employee experience for the onboarding point of view. Anything else would like to share, Mr. Balamalai? Any more used cases, for particularly maybe for the performance management, maybe for anything else, for employee engagement point of view?
Yeah, a couple of real use cases that we ourselves as a product are delivering is like, there is a situation where now, of course, we just got our budgets released. Now, AI can recommend you saying, hey, looking at your last few months of salary, your investment declaration, and this and that, if you go old model, this is what you will save. This, if you go to the new regime, this is what you will save. This is the recommended for you. Simple first level. Then it can converse with you. More of these use cases are driven in a conversational model, right? So it then tells you, oh, by the way, would you like to see what you want to invest on a particular? I see that you don't have enough insurance submissions done for a Section 80C, but if you want to invest on something, can I give you recommendations on what you want to invest? System can give an investment as well, list as well. So these are like, it can definitely get into engage into a conversation where finally you really feel, yeah, I've kind of saved something. I've done some good job today in my finance management. And this all practically takes all your employee data, your salary data, your age, your demographics, few other things, and it can predict all these things and tell. There are systems very well written, done there. In fact, they take your PAN number and they get the various other investments you already made in banks, and definitely it can come and give you complete experience of how we can do. And this is not just theory, as Mr. Rashid was saying, all of you do these types. No, it's for me, for my data, for my salary, for my investments, for my loans, looking at my score in loan rating. So it compares all and gives me what I should do next and things like that. Definitely this, this is a wonderful use case where employees who are using payroll systems can definitely get a benefit out of it. That's just one of those. Of course, the nudging between, we call it as from, let's say your day of joining is X minus 60 from the time your notice period started. How the system can keep nudging, half the time, out of sight, out of mind, the employee and the candidate doesn't join a company if he's not, engaged, or if he felt a connection with the company. Many a times you can bring that out. AIs can keep giving, as you said, nudges more specific to the employee situation, the kind of job he's doing, going to join, and in that particular role or a department, if there is an investment and there is a LinkedIn post or a market announcement, it can be automatically sent a WhatsApp to that candidate. So there are so many such things you can do in that pre-joining period itself, that you feel connected. Hey, this company cares for me types, right? It's, all are human, right? You go to a hotel and the hotel manager asks, sir, where is your daughter? You didn't bring her. And while you're leaving home, he says, you want to pack a kunafa for your daughter? I know she likes it. Next time you have a choice to choose between two hotels, you go for it, right? Same way, you in a pre-employment engagement makes such a wonderful outcome. So yeah, these are definitely some of the use cases, practical and doable.
Yeah, absolutely. Pre-employment engagement definitely matters. Mohammed Rashid, we are talking about, you also highlighted in a first comment that data privacy and ethical concerns. So, employees' personal data, that is also very important for them, and that is very sensitive. Few informations that may be very sensitive. So, each and every employee is concerned about their personal data. How the technology and the HR can protect their privacy and their personal data.
AI and data analytics, they are driving this experience by processing large amount of data and offer tailored experiences. The challenge is ensuring data privacy, as you said, and ethical use. For this, you require very clear data governance and compliance framework within the organization. If you don't have a data council and a data governance mechanism, I think it is high time that organizations set that up, because that will play a key role in terms of how do you ethically drive employee experience without compromising on the privacy. For example, the Information Technology Act of 2000, or the Personal Data Protection Bill, which is being talked about, it has a lot of provisions and a lot of clauses which can kind of really restrict you. So therefore, it is important for organizations to have frameworks which are compliant with the law of the land and without compromising on the security, and also providing employee experience. Now, for example, if you see, we have to look at the IT team, the HR team, the technology team together to collaborate to manage employee data securely, anonymizing sensitive information, and ensuring compliance with the laws. Now, I'll give you another very simple example. Now, going forward, how jobs of the people working in HR can become a little difficult. If today when we are hiring somebody, we do a third-party background verification, right? They say, where has this fellow worked in the past? What are his performance, role, etc. Now, with the strong Data Privacy Act coming in, regulations, you as an employer don't have the right to ask anybody about a particular candidate without that candidate's consent, right? And the candidate is free to give or not give the consent. Now, if I'm looking at a potential talent, I'm actually, if the candidate doesn't give me the consent, I'm blindfolded, right? And therefore, it is very important to come up with your policies, which is also aligned, and also find out alternate ways of getting in the right people with all these clauses in place.
I think the candidate has no choice. He has to give he has to allow you for the verification. Now coming to another important part. So maybe as far as the technology is concerned, maybe this AI, that AI model, they can provide you the information, they can give you the notifications, they can work on the data part, but finally, these touch points that are very important. And for this, that human factor that plays the role. How do you see these touch points for the hyper-personalized employee experience?
If you see I agree, and technology can evolve to nth degree, and you cannot imagine to what level they can go. But it can never be as far as we see at this moment, and I don't know what tomorrow brings to us. But it cannot replace something which is around human involvement or empathy or complex decision making. Now, you see, creativity and innovation. This is an area where human intervention is required. Trust and accountability. This is where, if you don't build trust with people, your systems can only do it in a manner where it is trained to do. But if you want to do more, then how do you analyze your risk appetite? How do you understand your culture? How do you pin accountability? The third important thing is, anybody who is running technology is also a human being. So how are you providing personal growth and development to your people? Technology can only suggest, technology can give you scenarios, but technology cannot build careers. So it is very important for organizations to see on what are the avenues for growth which we can provide to people. Also, how can jobs be created in a manner that they are interfacing with technology in an efficient and successful manner. Culture, ethics, yeah, conduct, code of conduct. These are something which you have to train technology to behave in a certain manner, right? And therefore, that human touch point is very, very important for people who are running technology, for people who are impacted with technology, and for facilitating the technology to understand the nuances of working in a real flesh and blood world.
Balamalai, how do you see as a technocrat, as a technical person, how do you see these human touch that plays a role when we are talking about the hyper-personalized employee experience?
You know, we even have a formula defined for this. We say people experience is PE is equal to HI into AA. That's it's a kind of a formula we derived. Human intelligence multiplied by artificial intelligence is your people experience. We kind of done some similar around that. The idea here is artificial intelligence. I mean, in fact, we kept it as multiplier. We didn't say human intelligence plus artificial intelligence. We say human intelligence multiplied by artificial intelligence. Because yes, artificial intelligence can do magics for you. You can never sit and analyze your 10,000 employee data and come out with something. Where your artificial intelligence helps, it does faster, it does everything. But finally, it presents it on a table to you and you take a decision on that and act on it. That's the human intelligence. We call it as human in the loop, HIL. So if you remove that, let's say here HI is 0, P is equal to 0 into A is 0. That's how we formulated the equation. So if you don't have a human in the loop, practically the net effect that you would have created on people experience could be 0. Why? Because there may be some few positive cases, but there are possibility of negative cases also where system drives it, takes it and just decides it. No, that's not okay. So we even give some, I would say, recommendation where whatever is a repeatable job, whatever is voluminous, whatever is such kind of thing that a technology can do well, let it do. So your assistant has done all of them and comes and gives it to you. Now you do the action on it. You bring that empathy part and you do. For example, we have designed a nice system where system can track what an employee can do, what he's doing. For example, let's say I'm an SQL programmer. And it keeps tracking my data and it says, oh, okay, you know what, Bala is an SQL programmer, but nowadays he's attending more of Angular JS webinars. He is doing more of front-end courses. He has downloaded some front-end application in his laptop. All this system can track and finally can come and tell the manager saying, hey, you know what, though Bala is an SQL programmer, he seems to be showing more interest in other technologies of late. This data is given. Now what the manager has a choice. Yeah, he takes it and he decides that, okay, then let me engage him in a project which could give him that full visibility, full opportunity of working both in back end as well as in the front end. In which case, it takes him to that decision-making level. So the system did the work, but it's not going to do the transfer on its own or it does anything. Yeah. Here is a human coming in, taking a decision out of it, good, bad, ugly, you do that. So the nudging can happen from the system, and human should be able to, you can mix it around. So for example, if you're recruiting people, round one in filtering by doing a simple test, system can do, the test can do, it can, we have chatbots which can do completely a round one interview test. But test system can do through AI, but at least announce the result as a HR person there saying, you know what, you've done so much, so this is what you are going to do next. So there the employee feels good. Otherwise you leave that also to robotic machine language and say, so and so you click this, you'd go to that. Then the people don't feel cared, right? So you have to mix both. That's how it has to be done.
Yeah, that is very rightly said. P is equal to HI into AI. So that is the people experience basically. And I also loved your another thought that what the technology can do independently and greatly, let it do. Unnecessary all the time human intervention that is not needed, and maybe sometime it can also worsen the experience as well. Now I'm coming to another side. So we are looking for the personalized workplace as well as the technology is evolving. We are looking lots of AI models. So Mohammed Rasid, how do you see the future of personalized workplace?
With technology coming in, you see the changes in workplace. For example, say physical workplace. You've got smart offices, which incorporate, say, IoT sensors, AI, data analytics to create personalized work environment. You'll have flexible workspaces to design and accommodate different styles and personalities. Wellness-centric designs in your offices, which is, say, incorporating natural light, air quality monitoring, ergonomic furniture. All of this will be designed, and that is based on the need and of the employees and the culture there. Digital workplace, you've got personalized interfaces, right? AI-driven interface will adapt to individual employees' preferences and behaviors. It is happening. Intelligent virtual assistants, which is providing you all kind of learning, anticipating employees' needs, providing real-time feedback, automate routine tasks, etc. Most of your reviews get automated. Customizable tools and software. So they have access to tailored tools and software that align with your styles and preferences. Now, moving on to say talent. So, talent management and talent development. Bala talked about AI-driven talent acquisition and pre-onboarding engagement. Powerful thing. So, the AI-powered recruitment tools will help identify top talents based on the skill, and then look at culture fit as well. Personalized learning and development, I gave you, and Bala gave a few examples. Real-time feedback and coaching, which is not happening today. Coaching or feedback is an area where, irrespective of technology you bring in, people like to feel what they want to hear from managers. But managers have where technology is helping, I've seen is that some managers don't understand how to give feedback, right? Either the articulation, or they don't have that courage, or find it, how do I start, etc. Technology is actually helping you say what is it that you want to do, and giving a scenario and saying this is how you build your story, this is how you start connecting, this is how you give feedback, which is giving confidence to managers saying now I can do that, which is a big enabler, especially for people in the HR function. We said they don't have conversations. My boss did not give me feedback. The boss said, no, I talk to him every day. So kind of avoiding that conversation, or say, no, I don't know what to give feedback. This person may react. I don't know. I'm uncomfortable now. This is how technology is facilitating. For us, it's a big boom. Now, employee experience and engagement, employee-centric culture. So organization will prioritize well-being, recognition, etc. As we said, personalized communication. So tailorized messages, tones, the communication channels which are referred to various employee segments. Recognition and awards, AI-powered recognition system. So how do you do that? Of course, a human interface appropriately in all of this is required, but a large part of this is being enabled. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. Many of it is already happening, and I see a potential to include technology in areas where we are not actively working.
Well, I would like to idea something. We have only a couple of minutes left now.
I think Mr. Rashid has listed quite a lot of what future can hold for us. I will add just probably a little more, imaginary things. For example, there's this concept of digital twin, which is evolving over there. Maybe right now it's in the labs, but it will soon hit the road, where literally like a companion every individual can be created through the AI. Digital twin as a concept. Literally, it can be your twin. It can tell you, talk to you. In fact, recently I attended a Microsoft conference where they say the system can see what you can see. For example, let's say you are applying for a travel request and you are wanting to choose a hotel accommodation. It can bring 2 3 hotel rooms and it can show you there, and which one you want to choose, and you can say, this left one is little dull place, the right one it can say, yeah, why don't you see that the bottom place? System can see and talk the way you are talking, you are seeing the picture. So it can bring an eye parallel to you. It's a digital twin concept also come there. And virtual reality in terms of you would have seen, no, in Amazon and all, you buy a thing, they show you in how that particular, say, sofa or something fits in your hall. You can feel it, right? Same way, you can have a personalized trainer in your room sitting next to you and teaching you digitally. These are some of the
Right.
real high ends I can think it can go for. But yes, all will, I would definitely say, for being a technology background, I would say all of them can succeed only if you have right measures in place. Your RAG as a concept of retrieval augmentation generation and things like that. You need to have that framework to make it successful for sure. So yeah.
So if I try to conclude
Yeah.
here, so the technology, maybe the AI models, they can help you to create the employee experience, but connecting with that human touch, that is also very important. Thank you so much, Mohammed Rashid and Mr. Balamalai, for joining the conversation and sharing your wonderful thoughts. Thank you so much.